It's July 24, 12:30 a.m. 2015. I'm going to see what's going on with the moon. That is the moon hologram on alien life form. I just want to check how it's moving. Excuse me. Okay, I'm not close enough. I'm going to put it over here. You can see that it's in constant motion. All the motion is counterclockwise. Those are orbs, but it's alien intelligence, actually. They really look like an alien form of a spider in actuality. I've posted photos of what they look like. They can be as large as stars or larger. I'm talking about stars much larger than our sun. Or they can be so small that you can't see them even with an electron microscope. I'm just going to get that into better focus for you, because I was too close. This is about 300. Yeah. That's about 300, maybe 350. That's. You can see that the whole sky is and air between me and the edge of the atmosphere is all full of these organisms. We breathe them in because they're small enough particles to be breathed in, but they're living organisms, alien bioorganisms, which are genetically altered, and they can cause serious harm and disease. You can see the layers. All of space is like that. And those are electromagnetically charged organisms, and they work. Look at them all. Just want to adjust this for a minute. So basically the entire moon is made up of all these organisms, which are clustered organisms. They're in a mass, but the mass moves as one whole, and it moves intelligently, and it's keeping some sort of a balancing act between the Earth and the Sun. And in some ways it's connected with the Sun, and now it's being covered up by clouds, which are just orbs. Okay, they're not real clouds. We have lots of them in our atmosphere, and every time I go these days to either video or photograph the hologram, the moon hologram, this is what I get. They just come right in and cover it up because they don't want me to see anything. Well, there you go. That's it. It's gone. Except for the orbs. I'm not kidding about the orbs. Okay, that's what you're breathing in on a smaller scale, but those ones are probably at least 100 kilometers apiece in diameter. Maybe lots more than that with high magnification, and this is really far out. Because I'm going right through clouds. I got so much zoom on it, I'm going right through the clouds. So regarding the movement, it's counterclockwise, and it's counterclockwise in all directions, but it's always counterclockwise. There is no single direction because it's in a multi-dimensional schematic sort of framework, and so there's no single direction and there's no single dimension. It's just happening all at once. There's no time. They don't exist actually in time. They are time, space, the electromagnetic multiverse, multidimensional space, and all that. That's what makes it up. These things, and it's an alien artificial intelligence, which we could be part of. That's yet to be determined. But we could be these things just in a cluster. That's a possibility, and we just don't know it. All the cells and all the organs, and they could just be like clusters of these things, and they make up a body, and that's another cluster. You know, Your home is another cluster. All the people in your home are clusters within a cluster, and so on. And that's, this whole planet is a cluster of clustered organisms of different species that don't know that they're all made out of the same thing, which is them. You're looking at them. So, in my opinion, everything is made out of them. Matter, space-time, the multidimensional space, thought, everything. It's just them. And we're them, but we don't know it. We're them as a component, just one of many, zillions of components that make up reality. And we could be just a cluster that is an intelligent thinking cluster, yet we don't know where we came from. So here they are. That's where we come from. Them. Okay, those are the, I believe, first organisms that evolved at the Big Bang. And when the universe contracts and goes into another Big Bang, they'll again be the first organisms to evolve, and they then go on to create everything, in my opinion. So because they're intelligent, they need to break up into different things and different groups and different clusters, so they're not all the same. Because when everything is the same, it can't evolve. So since the universe is an evolution, and the multiverse is evolving all the time into a different multiverse, larger, changing, ever-changing, and all that. So these things create other forms of life as they cluster into them. And watching them for so long, I don't need a camera anymore to see this. I can see this with no camera, and I right away know what's a cluster, what's not a cluster, and whether it's came from space or it came from here, from this planet. There's a difference in the type of clusters they are, because the ones from space are radioactive and the ones from here are not. They're radioactive, but only as much as we are, but no more than that. The ones from space glow, and I see that glow around them, which the camera cannot pick up. If you watch where the blue is in the picture, if it comes out, that's from radiation. Okay, those are not orbs. That's just the radiation, the heat. The blue and the red is the heat that comes out as they go counterclockwise around each other and cluster up. Okay, and you can see that when the cluster comes close to forming, the heat will get more, and then it'll turn red and white or orange. And the more of them come in, the hotter it gets, because the charge is larger. It all works on electromagnetic energy, which is driven by radiation. Okay, so I'm going to back up because the moon came back. Let's see if I can pick it up. Excuse me. So somewhere zoom, I gotta back up. Okay. Well, it's gonna go below the tree line, so I gotta do this quick. That's not it. Sorry. You gotta move the whole thing over. It's gone below the tree, the big trees in front of me. I can't get it. Okay, all those white spots on it, and the yellow, those are all very active orbs, giving it the glow. Okay, the glow comes from within. It's no reflection of the sun or anything like that. It's got its own energy, it glows within, and all of those orbs are intelligent individually and as a collective, which is a cluster. Excuse me. You can see that the orbs are dark. They're actually dark brown in color, but the white is the energy and the heat they're giving off to give the moon its glow. But the little black things going around counterclockwise, those are the orbs. And the white glow, that's the energy, because they're reversing their charges to conflict with each other, and that's what sparks the energy. Because an orb has a double charge, positive and negative, so when they reverse the charge and conflict with each other with the same charge, that's what gives it the energy and the spark. Hold on a second. And you can see that the orbs are in space the same as on the hologram itself, because it's almost like a canvas. All of space and all of the sky and everything we see is like a canvas, and these things can just paint it any way they want and make us see and film anything, because they create what they consider to be real without our approval or consideration. They just do it. Back off. Okay, there's some clouds. Maybe that's a branch, I can't tell. It's in the trees. It's hard to tell. I'll try and get over here at the edge just to see how it moves. Okay, I'm in super fine high definition. So it's gonna pick up everything that's moving. Those are orbs going around. See the black circle there? They're spinning around each other. So the thing about orbs, they can revolve on their axes, so they can do that charge conflict with each other, and they revolve around each other as well. So they spin and revolve, and it's all counterclockwise movement, and all the orbs do the same thing. And that's not just the moon hologram, that's all of space, stars included, and everything else. Wow, you see it jump? I'm not even near the camera. You see the moon jumping backwards? Okay, it's gone. Almost. It's gonna go. I can't get it anymore because it's gone right below the tree line. Anyway, it jumped backwards there for a second or two. It's intelligently controlled, and it can move backwards or forwards or sideways or up and down. It makes a lot of movements, and they're all intelligently controlled. Okay, it's gone for good. Okay, see the orbs one more time. There they are. They're just everywhere. You can just point the camera at the sky at any point, and if you have a good camera with enough zoom power, you're going to see this anywhere. It doesn't matter where you point it. The entire sky and all of space is like that, and everything in it is like that. You got a good enough lens, enough zoom power, and super fast chip, you're gonna get this. Doesn't matter where you point the camera. Well, that's it. Thanks.